word surrender to me is always one that I struggle with, because to me it deals with responsibility. Where usually you think of it as a place of weakness, for me it's freeing because the responsibility is no longer on me, it's on God.
It's more of a sign of entrusting, I would say, at least in terms of what you're giving to the Lord.
I think that's a word that has a lot of layers to it. And so you talk about surrender, I mean, it's different in the game because I'm out there yelling to my team, never surrender, never retreat. But when it comes to God, it's totally different.
The notion when we hear surrender, it takes such a negative tone because we feel like it means give up, it means quit. When you surrender, you're giving up to things that are going to suffocate you anyway. And he's calling you into a life that in some respects may be different than what you believe is going to satisfy you, but it's ultimately going to bring you peace.
There's many times where it's difficult to surrender to God. I think one of the main ones is probably when trials and tribulations hit, because we're trying to control it so much ourselves.
I think everybody's default would go back to some form of selfishness.
And for me, it just came to a point where I just got tired. I got tired of living that life. I got tired of living a double life.
And it's hard to sometimes separate those types of things because we're so flesh and worldly, and a lot of me, 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 and really none of you and serving and surrendering.
I've always wanted to know I'm going to be on this team for this amount of time and, really have my future set. So that was selfishly just wanting to know everything was going to be okay, and I think for me, the course of my career being the way it has been, it's continued to put me in a space of faith all the time.
It's a fight. It's a fight with the devil, it's a fight with the enemy.
It seems so backwards. Why do I give all these things up that make me feel good, right? That seems backwards, but there is such a greater joy. There's such a greater happiness and fulfillment in Jesus Christ.
God's saying, hey, listen, you can give up and completely let go of whatever it is because I'm worth it. In turn, you're going to be getting something by giving up a little. You're going to be getting something so much greater.
I've heard all the sayings, don't tell God how big your problem is, tell your problem how big your God is. But when you're in the midst of it, for real, all those cliche sayings kind of just go out the window. And you're sitting there like, no, I can handle it. And you want to just, do it yourself so bad, but you really gain power through him when you surrender and let him take care of it.
God wants everything. He wants your entire life. He wants it all because he knows how to use it the best.
All the pressures of worldly expectations and standard are gone. All those things that used to weigh me down, I think it's not mine anymore. I don't have to worry about it because I've surrendered.
When you surrender the things that you want to hold on to and say, I did this, I got it to the NFL. When you finally surrender those strongholds, you are free and you're at peace, and there's no peace like the covering of Jesus Christ.